And I want to start right here with this. What do these characteristics determine? Attitude, trust, effort, consistency, and performance. So those 5 are really big for me when I talk to parents in the parent meeting, because we're going to talk about playing time now, right? And that's something that's very, very dear to everybody's heart. Everyone wants their kid to be a star and play a lot. I get it. I've been fortunate to coach some great ones. This is Kevin Hogan right here. He's now with the Redskins, but he played for me in high school. And, obviously he was a great player. But he did all 4 of these. Attitude, trust, effort, consistency. He did those every day. He's the first guy in the sprints. He was in the weight room when we lifted. He studied film. He had the game plan. Like, he was a guy that was always there at the forefront doing it right. And his performance showed because of it. Now, sure, he's a very talented player. But those other characteristics also play in to get on the field for us. All right. So, playing time. At your meeting before the first game, please establish with the parents, coaches, and players how playing time is determined. So I'll go back to that page again. At our parent meeting, I have a parent meeting every August with our parents when camp starts, second day of camp. And we go through a lot of different things. One of the main topics we talk about is playing time. They get these 5 characteristics. The first 4 are where it starts for us. Okay? Our kids get this in the summer as part of their player handbook, right? They have a handbook that lays out all this stuff for them. They know what the deal is, all right? And they understand that your attitude, how you carry yourself, is important to us, whether you're going to play or not. Do we trust you, right? Do we trust you to do your job? If you're a CD student, you turn all your work in late, you're a clown in the classroom, you dress disheveled all the time, right? If you're that guy, you're late some days, okay? We may not trust you because I think it all matters. It all plays together. So that's the trust. Effort. How hard do you play? How much does it matter to you? What's your want to? Do you play like your hair's on fire, right? Or you just kind of play hard when you want to? Okay, that's a big deal. Okay, effort. Consistency. How consistent are you as a person, as a friend, as a teammate, as a citizen? Do you pick up trash on the ground when you see it? Okay, do you support your other teammates when they're down? Are you a leader in your own way? And all 4 of these things have nothing to do with ability. Nothing. We always talk about that as coaches, right? It's one of our things. Like, we're going to take care of all these things that we can control. I tell my kids that for recruiting, parents and kids, for recruiting and playing time, right? There's certain things you can control. Well, those 4 you can control. You make decisions on those. Good or bad, right? Every decision has a consequence, good or bad. Hopefully they're good. The last one, performance, that's what we're talking about. You making the plays and being a player for us on the field. All right. We're going to describe our league rules, a minimum number of plays. If you have it, this is for youth football. I put it in here in case some guys that are coaching lower level, youth football or even middle school. If you have a minimum number of rules, okay, you definitely want to talk about that in your parent meeting, and also let your kids understand the rules. Everybody needs to understand what's going on. Communication. Right? It's one thing we need to do a better job of. I need to get better at communication. I'm always working on that part of it. And like I said before earlier in this talk, over-communicate to parents. I'd much rather have a parent complaining about getting too many emails than saying, I didn't know, right? I didn't know. And make sure they also know how you're going to communicate with them, okay? Never allow a parent to speak to you about playing time. The child can speak to you and the coaches and figure it out. Because how does that work? So in our system, our players first go to their position coach. So let's say you're a wide receiver. You're not happy with your playing time. You tell your parents you're not happy. They're upset. Okay, your parents can't come to me. Your parents can go to my assistant coaches. All right, that's not something we're going to talk about. But what your son can do is go to the receiver coach and ask him the questions. What can I do better to get on the field? What do I need to work on? How can I be a better player and help this team to win? The coach is going to tell him. If after that conversation he still isn't sure, like he understands, or he feels like it's still not fair, then he can go to the offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator will talk to him. Okay, and he can come to the head coach as well. I'm always open to talk to the players, give them advice. And again, it always gets back to these 4 things. If your son's not playing, it has to do with those 4 things. So I always say to parents, before you jump on the bandwagon with your son and listen to what he's saying, he's getting mistreated or not getting enough reps, or he's not getting the reps he should get, look at those 4 things in performance. Evaluate it for yourself. Talk them through that process, right? And I've also learned it's somewhere in the middle. right? When kids say something about what's going on at practice, you know, and the reality is it's probably somewhere more in the middle than what he's saying. So give us a chance to talk about it, but direct your son to come and see us.